Morning. It's downpouring, but we got stuff to do today. Fired up the new to me truck. And I think this one actually might be a little bit more Holy Grail in some aspects than the actual Holy Grail 98 12 valve truck that I picked up a couple years ago. Up until recently, I believe that this truck was the nicest second gen that I think I've ever owned, and I'm gonna make a full video on that, and it's built here pretty quick. I've made a lot of videos in the past, but I got a new feature I want to make on it. But I think this one here might actually top that. It is a little bit higher mile, but the guy's had it since, I believe, 2003 and only highway miles. So the thing is really actually in great shape. All in all, 300,000 miles on it. It's almost got 100,000 more than the 98, and I think it's actually in better shape. So the 98 is just SLT Laramie. I don't know why they combined the Laramie and the SLT. They should have been two different things, but you get certain different options in those other ones. Like you could got leather seats in this one, and that's about it. Different interior, but this one just got your cloth basic seats. It's got power on the driver, and this one here, you know, it's just a gentleman had been sitting on it for a while, and he'd driven it almost 300,000 miles. Just headed to southern-ish California on a regular basis. Had all his tools in the back. You can look at the hitch. This thing hasn't really towed anything in its life. The dash is in perfect shape. It's got to be in 4-low to be able to move it. And that, people were saying that might be the transfer case issue. But 4-high doesn't work either. So we're going to dive into that. But it does have, oddly enough, another kind of rarest feature. Most of all these trucks come with a light-duty transfer case. This one actually has the heavy-duty one. Now this truck sitting as it is, I'm going to say it's got a bad trans. That's just what it seems to be. Works great in reverse. First gear just non-existent in high range. So what we're going to do in order to make this thing go up in extreme value to its own potential is something that's going to cost probably 4 times more than I paid for the truck to make it happen. But I think in the end, the total investment I'm going to have is going to be doubled in what this truck's value is going to be once I go through and do what I'm about to do. So this truck, well, I got it parked down here. I got it locked. Let me walk to the other side. I got this truck. It was 229,000 mile automatic trans 98 12 valve cracked dash. This is the most expensive 12 valve I've ever bought. But I went to do a trans service, and one of the snap rings was broken off, laying in the bottom of the pan. So I wasn't going to put that back in there. It was a good trans, it was working, but I think one of the overdrive clutch packs, snap ring popped out. So I put this in here. G56 out of a 2008 Mega Cab. Transfer case right on there and everything with the adapter. Definitely up the value of this, but that G56 swap costs about as much as I paid for the truck. We're not going to G56 swap this one. We got something else in store. Let me go get it for you. All right, what do we got scheming here? This is the first item of the list, of the long list of scheming and plot twists that I got going to make this thing a definitely drivable truck again and a lot more valuable of a truck. Because this truck right here is the truck I've had the longest out of the fleet. It's my 04.5. It used to be a single wheel 3500. I went ahead and did a complete dually rear end swap, which I'm actually kind of stoked I did because now I got posi in the rear. Came factory with open diff. What a disappointment that is. Just to have a little bit of add-ons to it. Smarty fast. I got an exhaust brake, front and rear bumper, all matches up. Like I said, the correct dually swap. Mega Cab flares off like an 06-ish or something like that. I like this truck a lot. And when I bought it, I was really aiming for an 05 so I could get a G56 and still have the early body style that I liked. But I got an MV5600 right here. Yeah, that guy, right there. By the way, this truck does have 338,000 miles on it. I did go through a little dilemma and think about selling it, and glad I didn't. I mean, look at the seat. Same kind of deal. This truck was a one owner highway mile truck. Literally drove down to the same area, Southern Ish, California, as this one. Had a big toolbox in the back. Old boys just wanted to drive a truck and carry their tools. And these rigs, that one probably got better fuel mileage than this one, but they were all highway mile, and I got a super great deal on it. Now, what bringing this truck down here, a 3rd gen NV5600, what is the point of bringing that down here? Folks are gonna be like, what, does that bolt straight into that? Did the G56 bolt straight into that one? Yes and no. A 2nd gen manual transfer case will slide right onto a G56 or an NV5600. It will bolt right up to your adapter plate on the back of your automatic transmission engine, if you will. But when it comes to the drive lines and the stick shifts and all that other stuff, the computer in this one versus this one, they're a little bit different. They're not as simple as early 2nd gen, where it was just, you just put a, a jumper wire and you didn't get no codes with it. That one you get codes. You could put your trans wiring harness in there and get rid of the codes, unless you want to do what I'm about to do with this one, is swap over all the computer and everything out of the other truck I have down here. Because to answer your question, no, that transfer case will not just bolt right into this one. I will have to modify the transfer case that's in this one to fit the stick shift. So before I tell you what I'm going to do, before you think I'm just parting out my old girl here, I'll show you what I got. And you already know what I got, but it just happened to be perfect fate that I happen to have all that I got and end up getting this that I got. You got me? Now let's go back here in the storage container. What do we got right here? Crew cab, well, not crew cab, but extended cab, 4-door, 2nd gen long bed, NV5600 rear drive shaft. Yep. There's Grandma's engine, by the way. You wouldn't expect you need, but when you need them, they become very expensive. And if you can get them ahead of time, the complete center shifter column for a late 2nd gen. Those are pricey. So we got that whole bad boy right there. We got the shifter for the 4-wheel drive. Don't need it because that one's already got it. We got the cup holder delete right there, since that truck actually had broken cup holders already. We have the clutch pedal. Oh man, oh man. And the one thing to really tie it all together, like I just told you about the computer stuff, this one, being it's a late 2nd gen with a factory manual transmission to get away from codes, I believe we're going to need that. I've never had the option of getting the computer I actually need. I just end up doing a little bypassing with different harnesses and stuff. So now you guys kind of understand where we're leading for this truck. It is by far too straight of a truck to part out, do anything like that. It's clean title, great looking 2nd gen. This really puts into perspective when folks say these trucks are just a shipping container for that Cummins. When you take care of them, this one's got almost as many miles as that one. Look at both of them. They're in awesome, awesome condition. Both of them don't have cracked dashes. This one's got a little fatigue on the seat, a couple strips of Gorilla, kind of took care of that. I'll try to get, definitely gonna get replacement seat and seat cushion cover. But let's go inside the shop and I'll tell you what. I mean, look at the door closes. Perfect. By the way, the Highway Products toolboxes, yeah, those things are top notch. I was contemplating putting them on a different rig, but we're not sure at the moment. They need a little bit of TLC and new locks. All right, you boys ready to see what I got scheming for the 04? Follow my Instagram, either the Samson Andrew or the V-Belt and Son. I give teasers to a lot of this stuff pretty often. Mobil 1 Delvac MTL SAE 50 full synthetic. Doesn't that go in modern-ish? The more recent manual frames. Look what we got, boys. G56 out of an 06 crew cab long bed. I got the whole complete swap out of Nevada. The guy unfortunately rolled his pickup and was parting it out. So we got a hopefully accurate 160,000 mile G56 to swap into the 04. Why would we do that? Well, it goes like this. We are getting both trucks upgraded for the price of one. Just a little bit extra manual labor. I was hunting all over trying to find an NV5600 because that's all I needed was a trans. You clearly saw I have all the other pieces to do a 5600 swap in a second gen. Well, then I thought the idea, I'm not really too keen on having the 5600 in the 04. I've never really liked it in that truck, and I have third gen G56 other truck that I enjoy way more. Drivability is so much better. So I thought, why don't I just do this? Take that 5600 out of the 04, put it in the second gen, buy a G56, excuse me, to go in the 04. So I got both trans going the right location that I want for the price of one. And they're still expensive. But here's a funny kicker that I got a laugh out of, is this trans did not come with the rear drive shaft. He sold it to his buddy. Well, remember how I said I had a third gen G56 swap that I got for the 98? I still have the transfer case for it, and I still had the rear drive shaft. So I got this big bad boy. I got the whole complete kit, and this falls back onto, I'm just gonna kind of keep every little trinket that I don't think I need, and hopefully someday it comes into effect. And I'm hoping this fits, because I'm pretty sure it will. It's off the Mega Cab, which I think is the same wheelbase, but nevertheless. So on top of the G56 swap, I'm also going to put new seats in it. I already got them. Bobby J Special, put the 56,000 mile, 52,000 mile third gens in it. They're mint. I got new tires for it, same size. We just want to have the truck be a runner. It doesn't need to have monsters on it. We're going to put B&W turnover ball in the bad boy. It's already got quite a bit of other stuff already addressed on that 04, but it's going to be getting a pretty healthy upgrade by having this, and then it's going to really transform that 98, or not 98, 01. Too many trucks. Mine's clustered enough. So I will have a full video coming on prepping the G56. I've already started on it, and I got new parts for it to finalize it. I'm going to pull the 04 in here right now, and we're starting to pull that trans. You have to wait till the next video on that. I really kind of wanted to do videos with a format of the whole thing in one complete section, but they honestly don't do that good. Too much information, people kind of get scared and run away. So I'm going to break all these projects down into multiple, section videos, and we'll go from there. But comment below what you guys think about this aggressive swap idea that I got schemed up, but I think it should be in our favor. And for all you guys asking for these trucks that are halfway complete, if you want to buy them the way they are, the answer is no. None of the trucks are for sale on here until I post them for sale. Unless you want to throw a really aggressive price tag at it, and then I might, entertain it. And by the way, I'll probably stop hinting at what I pay for some of these trucks, because you guys try to jump at me like piranhas. And just trying to bring in the loot, but if you're trying to cut my throat for sharing a little bit of information on an awesome score, I'm probably going to stop doing that. So you guys will just know the for sale price if they ever come up for sale, rather than telling you what I paid for them. Because you got to make your money when you buy it, not when you sell it. That's just how this business works. It's not cutthroat. It's not looking for, beating anybody up on their price. It's just, that's how it works. And these trucks all need work that I buy. Some of them a lot more than I even actually saw. So you got to take that into account. Some of these trucks, like the green one, there's like 1,000+ man hours into that one back in the day. Grandma's truck's got like 1,500 hours in it. Swaps and stuff like this, there's more manual labor really than, anything. These numbers for the trans, and they're expensive, but money goes into it with sweat equity. That's what I'm trying to say. We'll see you guys in the next one. I'm gonna fire up the stove.